Hello, my name is Vishwatvenga, and today I am part of the data research team, and for this week I will look at the best cards to buy and sell based on the market. And this isn't financial advice, but it's just based on my research, what cards I think would be best to buy and sell for the company. I do have the best cards to buy, so I came up with 5 of the best cards that I thought would be ideal for buying to maximize profit for the company. To start off, the first card that I have that I would think would be ideal to buy would be this NL card, which is part of the OP15 set, and the card number is OP15-060. And I think one reason why I decided to put this card specifically to buy is just because of a new meta where it benefits the Purple Enel leader, and this is one of the ideal cards in that deck to help the leader Purple Enel. I also think this can help other leaders as well moving forward. I think that this card will definitely rise in value over the future because of this meta, and another reason I think this card will gain more value is because it's part of the 4th rotation as well, and I think this card will definitely have more ways to use it moving into the future. I also think that NL is one of the more popular One Piece characters, and for that reason, not only this NL card but other NL cards will definitely hold a little bit more value. And so this card was right now currently at $16, and it actually dropped because of the post market, I believe, because it's been a while since the OP15 has released, so I think that's why it has dropped to a market price of around $16. But I do believe that eventually this card will regain the price, and also I think that this card, obviously it is an alternate art card, so I think this card would definitely help, I would say, not only players but also collectors in the futures, and for that reason I do think that this alternate art card will definitely rise back in value to what it was, and it might not be what it was when it initially dropped, but it will definitely rise from $16, and I think that is when we would be an ideal time to sell this card. Moving on to the next card that I have, it is this Jinbei card, which is from the OP14-040, and this is again an alternate art card as well, and this card is currently at a market price of $17, and I think there are many reasons for why this card has dropped to $17 right now, and I think one of the main reasons is because think of just the meta to start off, because I do think that there are a lot of deck lists with the Purple Enel leader, so I think that has been getting a lot of chances. But this card as well, this is a leader card, and this leader card has been on maybe 1 or 2 deck lists that I have seen, and I think because of it not being super, I would say it's probably not like that big right now, which is probably the reason why it's pretty low right now. But I think that this is a very strong card for anyone that's a blue player, and this has over 3 types of characters to help in play, just to create the deck to start off. And another reason I think why the price is pretty low right now is because of the post-release drop, because it has been some time since the OP14 has dropped. But I think some reasons why this card might end up doing better in the future is simply because I think this is a card that stands out to players and also collectors as well, because this is an alternate art card, and I think this is one of the better cards just to look at. I think it's very rich in that, and as far as players go, I think this is definitely that players can use, especially for blue players in the future. They can definitely create a deck using Jinbei. And I think that's from an investor's perspective. I think this card can easily increase moving on into the future, because yeah, this is part of 4th rotation, and I think it will definitely get more value moving on forward, and definitely the price will look to increase again from $17 later on. The next card that I decided to choose that would be ideal for buying is this Sabo card from the OP15 set again, and currently this is a super rare card that has dropped in market price to $2. I think reasons why market price is pretty low right now is because just the fact that it has been some time since OP15 has released, and probably also because of maybe other cards being a little bit more crucial in the other decks. But I think there's a good chance that this card will end up doing something better in the future, and I think it's a relatively safe pick to buy currently because it's at a market price of $2, and investing in such an item right now would be ideal for the foreseeable future. and this has been part of some meta deck lists currently. Although it might not be the premier cards, it is a decent end game card with some blocker and on-play effects for players, so I think that can definitely help players that really want to use this card. I think they definitely would like to get this card, who are probably played the blue leader. And this is definitely part of the latest OP15 set, and it will be in rotation for more time moving forward, as this is part of the 4th rotation. So that being said, I do see that this will rise in price later on, simply because I think it's ideal for players, and just based on how the meta goes moving on, I think that this card will definitely be more instrumental moving forward. Okay, so the next that I decided to choose that would be ideal for buying is this Edward Newgate card, which is part of the OP13 set. And currently the market price is around 15 cents when I last checked this price on TCG Player. And the card is also part of the 4th rotation, which means that this will definitely be a card that will have more value moving on forward. And other than that, this is a card that I have seen in many deck lists, and I think I saw it in the blue-yellow Nami leader. And I think not only it can help that leader, but other blue leaders as well moving forward. But I think this is a very interesting card in terms of the power and the fact that it contains a blocker and some on-play effects as well. I think people will definitely look for this card moving forward, and if the meta happens to change, this card will definitely be part of the premier deck list moving forward as well. And I think another reason why I think that this card might be rising in price is simply because this is part of the OP13 anniversary set, and I think the prices will definitely go higher moving forward. And I think when that happens, definitely profits will be easy to come by, I think. So for that reason, I think buying this card right now would be a modest pickup right now for playing, but just still waiting to see when this card will get better in value, and which in turn increases the price where we can sell. Then, moving on, the final card that I have that would be buying is this Monkey D. Luffy card from the EB04 set. This is actually part of a combo set, I believe, of the OP15 and the EB04. So that is the combo set that has recently came out, and I think the market price is around $14 right now. And because I think the supply is a little bit high, that's I think one of the reasons why this card has dropped in price. But this is a secret rare card that is around $14, so I think it's a decent investment and there isn't that much to lose. So if it would be ideal to buy now and then sell later for profits. And I think the reason for this card being at $14 currently is simply because of, I would just say, from the post-release drop as well, and just supply being a little bit more. But I think this card has a chance to be very crucial for yellow leaders, and it has some on-play effects that can be crucial. And I think that also from a collector's standpoint, I think this would definitely be something that collectors would want to pursue moving forward. So I think with that combination, I think more people will be interested in such cards. And also I think the other thing is the fact that Monkey D. Luffy is one of the premier characters of the One Piece card game, so I think such cards will always find a way to get back in price simply because of their popularity. So for those reasons, I think this would be a decent investment moving forward. Okay, moving have the best cards that I thought would be ideal for selling based on some of the data I've collected from the past week. Just the best cards that I thought would be ideal for selling for profits based on their performance in the market. Okay, so moving on, I wanted to talk about the first card that I thought would be ideal for selling, and the first card that I found is this Kobe card from the PRB02 set, and this currently has a market price of $13 and it has been on the rise, so I think selling it right now would definitely result in profit. And this is a rare card as well, so I think a rare card to be $13 would be ideal for selling currently before it becomes too late. And I think this card will definitely help players that play the red decks, and I think also can be useful for collectors. And other than that, I think that some other reasons why this card has increased is probably because it's a decent early game card that can play early in the game, and so I think it's counter as well, so I think that can also help players when they go up against other stronger decks. So that's the first card that I did have. And also I think another point that I did want to add is This is part of the PRB set, so I think that might be another reason why this card might be high in price right now compared to like other times. Next card that I do have that I think would be ideal for selling is this Nami card, which is currently priced around $9. And for a rare card to be $9, I think would be definitely useful for selling and basically capitalizing off of that and creating some profits. But I think that the reason why this card is pretty high is simply because this is the short printed deck, and I think that that's the reason why the supply, I think the demand is probably high, and that's why this card is probably rising in price as well. So I think selling anytime now or in the near future would result in profit. But this is definitely a playable card. It's part of the third rotation. And finally, the last thing that I did think that would contribute to this card increasing in price is just simply from the fact that Nami is one of the more popular cards in the game, and anyone that plays the green leaders or the green decks definitely has a card that I think a decent starting card that also has a counter to help any way possible in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So for those reasons, I think that the sell right now would definitely result in great profits. Next up I have is this Windsmoke Reiju card, and this again is an alternate art card from the OP12 set. I think that this card definitely is pretty high in price right now. It's currently at $30, which is, I think, definitely way more than I expected it to be, but I think for a card that is part of the third rotation, I think that this card will have some value, I think, for players moving forward, at least in the near future. And other than that, I just think the properties of this card, like from the counter, and other than that, I think the fact that this can definitely help players win their win percentage a little bit more. But other than that, I think collectors as well will be thinking of maybe buying or just acquiring this card simply from the card art, because I think that's also another reason why I think that this card looks very good, and I think collectors just for definitely try to pursue this card. And other than that, I think that this card I've seen in some decks. I don't know if I've seen the alternate art version, but I have seen this card definitely helping the Purple Enel leaders right now, so this card is definitely in demand right now, and this is one of the cards I think I found for over $30, so definitely selling for profit seems to be ideal. And this is also a super rare card, so a super rare card to be $30 will definitely be something to cash on in the near future. Okay, so the next card that I do have that I would propose to sell would be this Boa Hancock card, which is part of the OP07 set, 051, say maybe one of the earlier cards, because it's part of the OP07 set. Unlike the other cards that I do have my presentation, which are a little bit more latest cards, I think this is a little bit more earlier before that. I think that I have seen this card in some decks currently in the current meta deck list, and I think it can definitely help the blue-yellow Boa Hancock leader. And for that reason, I think because it's in such a list, I think that is why the card is currently at a market value around $9, and this was a card that was once at $2, so I think that's a huge margin between the prices from I think a few months ago to now. And another reason I think that it would be ideal to sell off this card is because I think this is part of the second rotation, and definitely at the price of these cards, well, I think the cards eventually will not have value after the rotation ends. So for that reason, before that happens, I think selling the card as soon as possible would be ideal before it probably crashes back down to pretty low market value. But that's one of the reasons, and for that reason I think it would be just ideal to sell. And I think it also will definitely help a lot of blue leader decks move forward, depending on how that goes, but currently it is in some decks, so I think that is that kind of shows how important this card is. And other than that, I think other things that make this very important, simply the fact that this is a Boa Hancock card, and there is a popularity with such a card in the One Piece card game. And additionally, there are some abilities in card art that makes this card something to pursue from a collector's perspective or a player's perspective. So for that reason, I think this would definitely be an ideal card moving forward to sell off for profits. Okay, and the last card that I do have to propose to sell is this Uta card, which is from the starter deck 20, and the number is ST23-001001. So this is part of the third rotation, and currently this card is at a market price of around $12, and this was a card that was $6. So I think just simply from the fact that it's a starter pack, I think people that are getting into the game would definitely want to use this card. And obviously it's a little bit high price right now, but I think that makes it best for selling. And for any starters that want to play the red leaders, for example like Shanks, I think this would be a great way to start off, and they could definitely learn from it. So for that reason, I think it would be ideal to sell such cards that you might have. And also this card is part of the third rotation, so I think this card will have at least some value, at least from what is there right now. And also this is a super rare card, so for a super rare card to be over $10, I think would be something ideal for other people to probably at least try and help win the game moving forward. So for those reasons, I think this is definitely a card to sell for profits. And other than that, I think just this card will definitely have some useful ways to help people win the game. And as you can see, there is also a box card, and it has a unique plus 2000 counter card as well. So I think that all the qualities of this card are very it might decrease in price later on, but I think for now this is a card that will definitely be there that you can sell for profits. And that is it. That is my presentation for this week. Hopefully I tried to look at it from a player's perspective, but also a collector's perspective as well, just understanding the card art. But I'll definitely try to understand a little bit more and probably go into more detailing and background moving forward about such cards. But that is what I have right now, so thank you very much.